Hello, I'm Russell Leone. I'm an elementary teacher who began my career at Maryland City 21 years ago. Today I serve as your president of TAAAC. I wish I were able to come and visit each and every one of your schools and welcome you back personally. I know that many of you spent the summer working additional jobs, taking classes, and even writing curriculum. And I know that for most of us, summer is not just a time for vacation. But whatever you did this summer, I hope you found some time to rejuvenate and are ready to greet your students with a renewed energy and the excitement for the possibilities that the year ahead holds. Now, one thing that's extremely important to our success as a union is our educator voice. Using our voices, we saw gains that would not have been achieved without you making phone calls, writing emails, attending town halls, and budget hearings. Because of our voice in the community, elections resulted in more education-friendly members on the Board of Education, on the County Council, and even our county executive. And during the election cycle, TAAAC members like you knocked on 87,896 doors to talk to voters about our endorsed candidates. And on election day itself, over 100 TAAAC members handed out approximately 40,000 Apple ballots at the polls. And the relationships that we've built with these elected officials and the conversations we've had about what's happening in our schools has resulted in wins in the form of additional requests for a variety of staff positions, such as school counselors, special educators, and English language acquisition teachers. But it also resulted in Board of Education members requesting more money for teacher salaries above what was originally requested by Dr. Alato. Now, I'm sure this was impacted by the strong presence of TAAAC members at the January 8th Board of Education budget hearing, where we represented a majority of the audience and were the topic of most of the conversation. This continued with the support from the County Council as education was part of almost every conversation. Our educator voice even resonated on the state level. We turned out and stood with all Maryland educators during the March for Our Schools. Additionally, groups of TAAAC members met with the state legislators every Monday night to explain the importance of the blueprint for Maryland's future and to share their stories of their students and their classes. This netted additional funds for education, including $5.4 million specifically for teacher salaries. Now, all told, this resulted in the best contract that we've seen funded in over a decade. Now, we saw successes beyond our contract as well as a result of your voice. For one, our Red for Ed movement increased our visibility in the county with our I Love My Public Schools t-shirts. I believe this not only showed our pride in our profession, but it also helped build our solidarity and strengthen our community. And it has helped us to form extremely valuable partnerships with community groups. Voice mattered and made a difference on curriculum and instruction issues. For example, when Teachers Pay Teachers was blocked, it was members who asked and alerted me, and we were able to get it reinstated as a resource for our teachers. Our social media presence, while it's still improving, generated attention from colleagues all around the state and has been noted by presidents in Charles, Calvert, Carroll, Dorchester, Howard, and Frederick counties, to name a few. I even believe that the improved communication this year from me in the form of a weekly update by email on Tuesday afternoons has elevated our collective voice as more members are plugged into what's going on. But believe me, we're not done. I know there are still many of us behind where we should be. We must continue to use our voice. Now, as your president, I've appreciated all the calls, the emails, the one-on-one conversations that we've had over the past year with you telling me what was important to you and sharing your stories of personal impact. So I'm providing more opportunity to use your voice and express your needs. First, you'll be receiving a bargaining survey for the upcoming year. This will arrive via email, and we can only use personal emails, so if you haven't been getting emails to your personal account, please talk to your building rep or call the TAAAC office directly to provide us with one. Now, last year, only about 400 people completed the survey to tell us what was important to them. I relied on additional phone calls, the emails, and those personal conversations I mentioned to help complete the picture of what is important to all of our members. Now, on the flip side, over 3,000 of you participated in the contract ratification vote. Now let's put that in perspective. Only 1,800 participated in that vote the previous year, and 1,700 the year before that. I want to see this year over 3,000 responses to the bargaining survey. And I promise you that the negotiations team and I will read every single comment. So your second opportunity is that I'm holding 3 town halls in the next few weeks. 2 will be in person and 1 will be virtual. Now these town halls are for Unit 1 employees only, as we will be discussing items related to negotiations. You'll be required to show your AACPS ID. Now in these town halls, you'll hear about TAAAC's long-range plan for salaries and compensation. I'll provide you time to ask questions and to make statements on your priorities. The first town hall will be at Arundel High School on September 18th at 4 p.m. The second will take place at South River High School on September 19th at 6:30 p.m. And finally, the virtual town hall will be held on October 2nd. The information to sign into the virtual town hall will come via email. But your building rep will also have that information. Now don't worry if you can't make it to a town hall. The TAAAC plan will be published in the TAAAC Action Report, and you can always reach out to me with any questions or concerns. But your voice doesn't have to stop, and it shouldn't stop with these 2 opportunities. Your school has a voice that should be raised through your building representatives. They will be the link between you and TAAAC leadership. They meet at Severna Park Middle School on the second Wednesday of each month from 5 to 7 p.m. But did you know that these meetings aren't just open to building reps? Any TAAAC member may attend if they wish. Now, one of the different things that we did last year was to bring our concerns committees to the Representative Assembly. And this is a time for building reps to meet in groups like by elementary, middle school, high schools, and special areas, and to share their concerns directly from your school to board members and other teachers around the county. Now, if you don't know who your building representative is, or if it seems like your building doesn't have one, I need you to contact me directly to let me know. I want to make sure that each and every worksite and every person is represented. Looking ahead, we still have a lot of work to do. We need to make up for the last decade of salary freezes, reduced years of experience for those who joined us from other states or counties, and from the effects of the 2014 salary restructure. We also need to raise up our voices to urge the state legislators to address the education funding formula so we can continue to provide increased salaries, student services, and school resources. Did you know that the funding formula has remained the same for the last 20 years? That's almost my entire career. So we'll be working with MSEA to make sure this happens this year. Together, we must use our educator voice to address these issues. Together, we will continue to move forward and be stronger. Now again, while I couldn't visit each of your schools before the startup for students, I still would love to come and visit as many of you as I can during the year and see the great things that are happening in your schools and to talk to you personally. So look for information on requesting a visit from me beginning in October. So as I wrap up, I want to thank you for everything you do for our students, and I hope you truly have a fantastic school year. Thank you.